carbon and compounds. Carbon and its compounds. In the last class we discussed about the combustion reactions. Now today we are going to discuss about the oxidation reactions. Now see here, oxidation. What is the meaning of oxidation? Addition of oxygen or removal of hydrogen, otherwise loss of electrons. Addition of oxygen to the compound is called as a oxidation. Otherwise removal of hydrogen from the compound is called as a oxidation. Otherwise loss of electrons. See here, addition of oxygen or removal of hydrogen. Removal of hydrogen. Okay now. Next one, oxidizing reagent. Oxidizing agent or reagent. What is the meaning of oxidizing reagent or agent? The substance which oxidizes the other substance. Otherwise, which can help for the oxidation. Otherwise, which can last the oxygen is known as oxidizing agent. Here some examples are alkaline KMnO4, potassium permanganate, and acidified potassium dichromate are act as a oxidizing agent. Along with this, nitric acid, sulfuric acid also act as a oxidizing agents. Now coming to here, oxidation. Suppose if you take the alcohols on oxidation, then we get aldehydes. Again further oxidation, we will get carboxylic acid. Here we will use the oxidizing agent KMnO4 or potassium dichromate. See the example here, CH3 CH2OH. On oxidation, here we get the acetaldehyde or ethanol. Again further oxidation, we get the carboxylic acids. Carboxylic acid. Its name is ethyl alcohol or ethanol, acetaldehyde, carboxylic acid. So here addition of removal of hydrogen, here addition of oxygen. Again the reverse reaction is different. That means carboxylic acid on reduction or reduced. Okay now. Carboxylic acid can be reduced to aldehydes or ketones. Again they can be reduced to alcohols. Now here main difference between the combustion and oxidation. In the oxidation also adding of oxygen or removal of hydrogen. In the combustion adding of oxygen. But both are not equal. See here, all the combustion reactions are oxidation. But all the oxidation reactions may not be combustion. Because during the combustion reaction, the compulsory the product is carbon dioxide. During the oxidation, the product may be aldehyde or carboxylic acid. That's why what I am saying here, all the combustion reactions are oxidation. But all the oxidation may not be combustion reactions. Next, coming to here, third one, substitution reactions. Substitution reactions. Now what is the meaning of substitutions? One of the atom or group of the atom replaced by the another atom or group of the atoms. Those reactions are called substitution reactions. Now coming to here examples. See here, chlorination of methane. Chlorination of methane in the presence of sunlight. Here chlorine is more reactive than hydrogen. So one of the chlorine atom replaces the hydrogen. Next the reaction will be continuous until the total hydrogen atoms were replaced by chlorine atoms. Then we will get HCl. Next the reaction again continues CH2Cl2 plus Cl2. Then we will get CHCl3 plus HCl. Next CHCl3 plus Cl2 Fuse raised to CCl4 plus HCl. Then the reaction will be stopped. So this reaction continues in the sunlight. So it is example to photochemical reaction also. Here being the chlorine more reactive, it replaces the hydrogen from the methane. So the type of reactions are called substitution reactions. Here alkanes involves in the substitution reactions. Fourth kind of reaction, addition reactions. Next, see here once, what is the meaning of addition reaction? Unsaturated hydrocarbons like alkenes and alkynes convert into saturated hydrocarbons and adding of hydrogen or hydrogen halide or halogens. Suppose see here, alkyne and adding one molecule of hydrogen, then we get alkene. Again on adding one molecule of hydrogen, then we get alkene. That means alkane. So converting the unsaturated hydrocarbons into saturated. Suppose see here, CH triple bond CH, H2. Here we get CH2 double bond CH2. Here I am adding one more molecule of hydrogen. We get CH3 CH3. Its name is ethyne. Its name is ethene. Its name is ethane. Ethyne, ethene, ethane. Similarly, see here, CH triple bond CH. And adding the halogens like fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine. Then we get CH2 Cl double bond, CHCl double bond CHCl. And adding one more molecule of chlorine, so we get CHCl2 bond CHCl2. So here unsaturated, saturated. Now see here, generally alkenes and alkynes involves in the addition reactions. Generally addition of hydrogen or halogen takes place in the presence of catalyst. Generally we use the nickel catalyst. Here catalyst is a chemical substance which do not involve in the reaction, but it increases the speed of the reaction. Catalyst is a chemical substance without involving in the chemical reaction. It increases the speed of the reaction. So here nickel acts as a catalyst. Okay now? Now so the best application of the addition reaction is hydrogenation of oils. Hydrogenation of oils. Most important one. Hydrogenation of oils. Generally see here, oils and fats. Oils are liquids at room temperature. Fats are solid at room temperature. See here, oils are unsaturated. Fats are saturated. Converting the unsaturated oils into saturated fats by adding hydrogen in the presence of nickel catalyst. Now see here, unsaturated oils and adding hydrogen in the presence of nickel catalyst convert into saturated fat. Okay now. The reaction is called as a hydrogenation of oils. Some example to hydrogenated oils. See here, dalda, margarine, vanaspati, all these are example to hydrogenated oils. We are going to discuss about some important organic compounds where we are using in daily life. The important organic compounds. Some important organic compounds are carbon compounds. Now see here, the two important organic compounds given in our syllabus. First one is the alcohol. nothing but ethanol. Nothing but ethanol. Formula C2H5OH. C2H5OH. Ethyl alcohol. And second compound is ethanoic acid or acetic acid. Now coming to here, now see the preparation. Coming to the preparation, generally alcohols are prepared, okay na, prepared from the grains to the process of fermentation. On the large scale, alcohol is prepared. Now in our lab, we can prepare by the hydration of ethyl in the presence of acidic medium. Then we will get ethyl alcohol as a product. See here, adding of water, nothing but hydrolysis of ethyl. Next, coming to the chemical properties. Coming to the chemical properties. Alcohol is neither acidic nor basic. If you place the litmus paper in the alcohol, then there will be no change in the color of the litmus paper. Blue litmus paper do not changes into red. Red litmus paper do not changes into blue color. That indicates that alcohol is neither acidic nor basic. It is nothing but neutral in nature. Next, coming to the chemical properties. Okay now. See here, first one, reaction with sodium. Reaction with sodium. Reaction with sodium. See here, CH3, CH2, OH. Next, on adding the sodium metal. Being sodium is the more reactive, it replaces the hydrogen by forming the sodium ethoxide with release of hydrogen gas. This hydrogen gas can be tested by using the burning matchstick or tinter. Nothing but it put off with a pop sound that confirms that the evolved gas is hydrogen gas. Next, coming to the second one, okay now, dehydration. Dehydration. That means ethyl alcohol on heated. Ethyl alcohol on heated strongly in the presence of sulfuric acid at 170 degrees, otherwise 443 Kelvin. 170 degrees Celsius or 443 Kelvin. Then we get ethene with the evolution of water molecule. So this reaction is nothing but dehydration reaction. Here the role of the H2SO4, it acts as a catalyst as well as dehydrating reagent. So these are the important points about the alcohol. General formula is C2H5OH. It is also called as a grain alcohol, nothing but grain spirit. Next one is the preparation method. On large scale industrially, it is prepared through the process of fermentation process. Okay, now these are the chemical properties. Next, coming to the second compound. Once if we go through the uses of the alcohol here, alcohols are used as a solvent and these are used to make the medicines like tincture and cough syrups. Cough syrups. And alcohol is also used to make the alcohol beverages like wines, that means brandy, whiskey, rum, like this, alcoholic beverages. These are the main uses of the main use is solvent. Second one is it is used to make the medicines. Okay, the third one alcoholic beverages. Next one, see here, 100% alcohol is known as the absolute alcohol. 100% alcohol is known as the absolute alcohol. So to avoid the misusing of the alcohol, some amount of methyl alcohol, pyridine and copper sulfate may be added to the pure alcohol. That alcohol is called as a denatured alcohol. That alcohol is called as a denatured alcohol. It is unfit for the drinking. It is unfit for the drinking. Okay now. Next, coming to the second compound. Second compound is acetic acid or ethanoic acid. Okay na. Generally, it is known as the ethanoic acid, IUPAC name. IUPAC name ethanoic acid or acetic acid. Acetic acid. Next one, 5 to 8% solution is called as a vinegar. 5 to 8% solution of acetic acid is also called as a vinegar. It is slightly acidic in nature. That means it is acidic in nature, but when compared to the strength, it is weaker than the mineral acids. Okay, next coming to the chemical properties. Coming to the chemical properties. Sodium metal. First one, ethanoic acid react with sodium metal and form the sodium acetate with the liberation of hydrogen gas. With the liberation of hydrogen gas. Next, second one, ethanoic acid react with the base, form the sodium acetate plus H2O plus H2O. Similarly, ethanoic acid reacts with sodium carbonate, otherwise bicarbonates, metal carbonates or metal hydrogen carbonates. Similarly, here it forms the sodium acetate with release of carbon dioxide and H2O. The evolution of the carbon dioxide can be confirmed by passing it through the lime water. That means chemical property of the acetic acid or ethanoic acid. Esterification. Esterification. What is the meaning of esterification? It is a reaction between the carboxylic acid and alcohol. Okay, I can produce the sweet odor smelling compounds. Those compounds are called esters. That reaction is called esterification. Now see here, ethyl alcohol CH3CH2OH plus CH3COOH. Now what is this one? Ethyl alcohol, otherwise ethanol. And it is acetic acid or ethanoic acid. Now see here, we have let the ester as a main product. CH3, C double bond O, CH3, C double bond O, CH2, CH3, CH3, C double bond O, CH2, CH3. See the ester with the release of water. Okay now, its name is according to IUPAC name ethyl ethanoate. Ethyl ethanoate. So the formation of esters can be identified. The formation of esters can be identified by the sweet odor smell. Because of the sweet odor smell, esters are used in the perfumes and in the flavoring reagents or flavoring agents. The fourth reaction, esterification. So esterification is a reaction between the alcohol and carboxylic acid and can produce the esters with sweet odor smell. Next, esterification is a reversible process. Reversible process. Esterification is a reversible process. That means esters again on adding water, and then decomposes into alcohol plus acids. See here, esters on again adding water, otherwise hydroxide, again decomposes to alcohols and acids. Now see here, it is a temporary reaction. It is a temporary process. It is a temporary process. First of all, what is the meaning of soap? Sodium or potassium salts of carboxylic acid, nothing but fatty acid. See here, sodium or potassium salts of fatty acids. Then what is the meaning of fatty acid? Fatty acid nothing but the acids which are present in the fats. Generally stearic acid, oleic acid, linoleic acid, all these are example to fatty acids. That means we are converting the fatty acid into soap. Okay now, by adding the suitable base. That's why we are getting the sodium or potassium salts. Simply the general formula of soap is RCOOK, sodium or potassium salts of fatty acid. Next one, see here, saponification. What is the meaning of saponification? The process of converting the fatty acid into soap by adding the suitable base. Now see here, fatty acid plus base. Then what we will get? Soap we will get. Now see here example, stearic acid I am taking C17H35COOH. Its name is stearic acid, and then I am taking the base NaOH. Then what will get here? C17H35COONA plus H2O. That means see here, generally oils are fats. Triesters of glycerol. In that one, esters are present on hydrolysis. These esters decompose into or separated into fat, that means fatty acid and glycerol. Fats or oils are the triesters of glycerol. Okay, on hydrolysis we can separate the fatty acid and glycerol. So to that fatty acid we are adding the base and we are converting into salt of the fatty acid. This salt of fatty acid nothing but soap. Now how can you define the saponification? The process of converting the fatty acid, otherwise alkaline hydrolysis of the fatty acid, okay, to produce the soap, is known as the saponification. Now coming to here, cleaning action of soap. See here, the quality of the soap depends upon the source of the fat what we are using. The quality of the soap depends upon the source of the fat what we are using. Now how the soap can clean the that means cloths or can clean the dirty particles. Generally the cloth contains the oil particles or greasy matter. Then here how the soaps can remove the greasy matter or oil particles from the cloth. Before going to that one, first one we have to discuss about the nature of the soap molecule. Suppose see here, C17H35COONA. Here soap contains the two parts. First part is the hydrophobic part. Hydrophobic. Otherwise, this part is also called as a non-polar part. And the second part is called as a hydrophilic part. Otherwise, it is also called as a polar. That means soap molecule made up of the two parts. One is the hydrophilic part, second one is the hydrophobic part. Hydrophilic part also called as a polar because see here charge separation CO minus Na plus. So that's why hydrophilic part is polar in nature. Hydrophobic is non-polar in nature.